Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
The director of a zoo where I have a lot of my animals just really doesn't like brown snakes. He doesn't think that people like to look at brown snakes. So, while I was dropping off some animals today, he said, you know, can you take your Moojeni back? And I said, sure, no problem, but you know, I think you guys are missing the boat. Spreading the word that snake venoms could hold the cure and treatment for a lot of things. And I mentioned the fact that the Moojeni venom is used in conjunction with a hydrogel and is used in trauma patients in the field to stop, you know, serious bleeding that's going to kill them before they can get to the hospital. So this is a great way to tie an animal that people hate, venomous snakes, to actually a good reason to keep these animals around and let them, you know, live their lives as the Creator sort of intended anyway, until man came around. But nonetheless, Miss Moojeni here, and I emphasize the moo part because she's cow-like. You laugh now, wait until you see her. You know, she makes, her head is much bigger than Pogo's, as you will see. And Bothrops atrax is, you know, one of the ruling creatures in the neotropical jungle. But I'm telling you, Miss Moojeni is much, much bigger than the pogo stick there. And this is I guess we can call her a pogo stick on steroids.
Oh my, look at the size of her head. What a beauty.
I wasn't kidding.
Wow.
So, this is a big Brazilian lancehead.
It's a massive snake.
Yes, see, I wasn't kidding. There is certainly some moo in this Moojeni. You go in there and
That's a female?
That's a female.
Wow.
And you can hide back there, and I will happily shut the door. Fortunately, she's cooled down from her trip, and she's now comfortably in the cage with fresh water. And I had a long day, a long trip, like 5 hours or more in the car to drop off and return animals. You would not want to take a hit from her. Actually, I may decide to put her in Mr. Naja's cage since that's empty, and she's like
So big.
she's very much, you know, I was going to put the forest cobra in Naja's cage, but she is one big girl. So, let's call it a night. Oh, hi Pogo. I know, I see you, you're excited. Boom. Be one dead rat. Another one? Huh? Just drop it. Maybe I'll eat the both of them.
I like the way she looks back at you like. Hi, girl. Hi.
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if Ms. Moojeni, she's massive, is interested in a rat.
Yeah, I'm standing well back here. She's sure to have a really long reach.
Are you interested in this, huh?
Well, honey, I would get your hand out of the way.
Huh? Huh?
She may still be trying to get settled in. God, she's massive.
Don was telling me that she was just taking food very nicely off the forceps, and somehow nice and gentle just doesn't match a Moojeni's behavior. Huh? Huh? Oh, there we go.
Ah,
There you go.
look at the size of it.
She has a big ass head on her. Oh, and a tail rattle.
Oh, she's not happy.
So we're gonna back off. We take that as a sign that to go away, essentially. Okay, now where's this girl? She's in her hut. I don't know if she's gonna be interested or not. Hello.
What? Who's knocking?
Yes? Oh, okay, there you go.
Yes, thank you.
It's like the pizza man comes and delivers at the door. Mr. Rotman. Was that tasty, you Moojeni? I go Moojeni because she is literally a cow. Here. There you go. There you go.
Oh, and there goes the tail again.
Oh, we're rattling our tail? Because your mouth is full, is that what the deal is?
And she's not familiar with us yet.
Yeah, hi. Yes, you were mine. I raised you up to, a few months old, and then she went down to Catoctin Zoo for display purposes, and over the past few years, she grew into this. Her brother's next door and is minute compared to her. But we're not going to put her together with a male because I can see 60 baby Moojeni popping out or more. Now these are actually facultatively parthenogenic, which means that the females, under the right conditions, don't need a male to produce babies. And the babies are an exact genetic clone of the mother. And it's sort of one of those extreme reproductive processes that reptiles can do, with a lack of a male present. They'll pop out a whole bunch of babies, and they're all female, and they're all an absolute clone of the parent, or the mother in this case. They really don't have parents, in sort of a word. The white-tailed lancet is, I'm stuck in here and I can't really eat my rat. She's really having...
Can't position herself properly.
Yeah, she's really having trouble. Maybe that will help you out a little bit. Meanwhile, let's see the size of those fangs. I bet they rival a gaboon viper fang. She's like, what? The earth moved. Must be a fault line. It was a lateral displacement. Oh. Now, Bothrops moojeni was just in the news this week for a very good reason. Researchers have combined a few fragments of Moojeni venom that's responsible for triggering the clotting cascade, and which is part of the way that they kill animals. Well, researchers basically infused the hydrogel, and you know, you folks can Google hydrogel, Hydrogel, and find out what a hydrogel is. But they infuse this gel-like material with these protein fragments taken from Bothrops moojeni, the Brazilian lancehead as they're also known, and they've created a drug or material that is very, very successful at rapidly clotting blood in trauma cases. So, you know, if you're bleeding from a stab wound or a gunshot wound or something, the medics will, you know, infuse this gel, squirt it out of a syringe or a pack into the wound, and the gel combined with the viperid protein fragments from this snake trigger the blood that's bleeding profusely to clot, and this plugs the hole, stops the bleeding, and preserves the life of the patient till the patient can be received at a trauma center, and the trauma surgeons can assess the wound, start blood transfusions to replace what was lost, and help the patient survive those critical first hours and actually recover. So this is very significant. Again, we shouldn't be destroying the habitat for these snakes in the wild. We should be researching and investigating all these different fragments and all these different snake venoms, and there's literally millions of them, for the next drug to actually help people and save their lives. There's lots of this stuff going on, and it's pretty exciting, especially when you can tie an animal which bites and injures and kills a lot of people with actually something good comes from them. So remember, folks, you know,
the only good snake is a live snake.
Right, it's not a dead snake. Unless, of course, you're a stupid, ignorant person who needs to be bitten by the snake and you know, basically removed from the gene pool. Sorry, that's cruel, and people will say, oh, you're just so evil and stuff. Well, you know,
such a hater, Al.
There's too many people on the planet. We have no room for dumb ones.
Amen.
Oops. Hi, was that okay? Now I'm going to turn my head, and Elvis is staring at me like, you bastard, you put that rat in a tree. Huh? You got a rat-tailed toothpick there, girlie. 2 is all you get because you're already big. I have to move you up to the next cage size. Now you've got another rodent in there, Pogo, so stop looking at me that way. Now we're sort of, if you look at me and you look at Lori, we're just far away from that open door.
We're backing up steadily as she finishes her rat.
That's a no-joke snake. Now, I just told you what her venom fractions do to save people's lives, Well, those same venom fractions, coupled with all the others that are in her venom glands in ducks right now, would do that and worse to my tissues in my blood. You know, these proteins trigger the clotting cascade, and then what happens is the clotting cascades, if you're lucky enough to survive the blood clots that are created, and you don't have any infarcts or microinfarcts, basically it uses up all the clotting factors in your blood in this clotting cascade that it triggers. And then what happens is you get, and this causes the medical syndrome called consumptive coagulopathy. Consumptive as in consumption, the using up of. Coagulopathy is related to creating a blood disease or a blood syndrome. So you use up all your clotting factors, so then when the anticoagulant portions of the venom and the other fragments which punch holes in your capillaries in your small blood vessels permeabilize the membranes and stuff, you start leaking body fluid and serum and blood all over the place, and it takes your liver 8 hours to replace these clotting factors. Well, if there's still active venom in your bloodstream, as Brian Fry says, you know, if you give a person these clotting factors, you're just throwing gasoline on the fire. You need to neutralize the proteins that are causing the problem before you give a blood transfusion. So it's a very delicate balance the clinician has to dance and walk this fine line. If you put all these things inside of, if you give a patient blood transfusions while these proteins are active in digesting your blood, essentially, all these broken down blood products go to your liver, they go to your kidneys, and they put you in kidney and liver failure. So that's what Brian says, that you're putting gasoline on the fire, because all these breakdown products are going to cause organ failure. So you want to neutralize the proteins and resist the temptation of giving coagulation factors called cryoprecipitate in hospital terms, because it's detrimental and might kill the patient anyway. But the only treatment is proper administration of the appropriate antivenin for the particular snake that has bitten you. There you go, girl. Come on, stick your head in there, siphon some water. Boom, boom. The pump starts. Well, that's good, because her face is occupied, because I was getting a little bit
she was starting to come out to visit.
Worried.
So basically with this snake, you die either from a blood clot, say in the brain. If you don't die from that, then you could die from a brain bleed once all the clotting factor is gone, and then when that's done, organ failure from all of the stuff hitting your kidneys and liver and everything. Charming.
That's exactly it. And on the local front, you have a shift of blood volume because you got massive swelling in your arm. You have autolysis taking place from the necrosis causing enzymes that are in the snake's venom. And then all your breakdown products from your tissue actually get into your bloodstream when the swelling subsides. And those things cause organ failure and kidney failure and things like that. So, you know, these snakes have evolved a very sophisticated way of killing prey. Unfortunately humans, come in contact by accident in the wild because, as I've said many times, we make the best habitats and conditions for the propagation of snakes and bringing them into where you live I get calls and emails all the time. I've got snakes in my yard. Well, you've created a habitat for their food items, like there's garbage or stuff that the mice and rats can eat. You've created hiding spots for the mice and rats. So naturally, you're going to bring snakes in because they're going to detect this and want their own food source. So you're creating a microcosm, a small habitat that promotes snakes in your backyard, so to speak, or around your house, and this is part of the reason why. So now she's had a little bit of a drink, and she's going to go into a food coma, fortunately, and not come out and visit us. So I'll just stop this there because I've got lots of other animals to care for. Oh, she saw movement. Hello. Do you want to eat? Huh? Or are you? Come on. Act like a pogo stick. Come on, here. Come on. Oh, but your hand looks like a much more inviting target. Except this sort of tastes better. Come on. It's confused. Why is this mouse trying to get into my mouth? Come on. Or are you sleeping? Or are you going to shed? Ah, okay. Well, you bit it. Now eat it. You want to go for its butt?
No, I think it was actually sucking some of the water off of it.
Yeah, these are probably thirsty.
Yeah, we can get that poopy water bowl out.
Everybody's interested in the silver forceps. I'm absolutely convinced that we have to anodize these. I don't know if you can anodize. Well, you can plate stuff, but I don't think you can anodize it. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that there for you, just in case you're interested in eating it. Hello. Sorry to wake you up like that. One just doesn't poke a pogo stick with venom. Oh, there's a flying mouse in my house. No? Very unusual for them not to.